During World War II, an entire army appeared to be moving across Europe, rolling in tanks, setting up artillery, and preparing for battle. But none of it was real. The tanks were inflatable, the soldiers were actors, the gunfire was nothing but sound effects. This was one of the most bizarre and brilliant secrets of the war. It was called the Ghost Army, and it was unlike anything the world had ever seen. In 1944, as Allied forces pushed deeper into German-occupied territory, the United States military formed a top-secret unit. But this wasn't a typical group of combat troops. These were artists, sound technicians, set designers, and radio operators. Their mission was to pretend to be a full army division and mislead the enemy at every step. Officially, they were known as the 23rd Headquarters Special Troops. Just 1,100 men were responsible for creating the illusion of more than 30,000 soldiers. And they did it using inflatable tanks, rubber planes, fake radio transmissions, and massive speakers that blasted the sounds of war into the night. They painted entire camps to look lived in. They wore different uniforms to impersonate units. They drove in endless loops to simulate convoys. And from the sky, it all looked real. To enemy scouts, this wasn't a handful of actors, it was an unstoppable force closing in. In one operation, they positioned their fake army near the Rhine River. The Germans took the bait and shifted their defenses, allowing the real Allied forces to cross with less resistance. Their illusions weren't just clever, they were life-saving. Throughout the war, the Ghost Army carried out more than 20 deception missions across Europe. Each one required perfect timing, attention to detail, and nerves of steel. If they were discovered, they could have been executed as spies. Yet somehow they were never caught. For decades, their existence remained classified. No one knew what they had done. They were never given medals or credit or recognition. They simply packed up their illusions, faded into history, and kept their silence. It wasn't until the 1990s that their story finally came to light. And even today, most people have never heard of them. But the impact of their work was undeniable. By using creativity and deception, they changed the course of battles and saved thousands of lives without ever firing a shot. The Ghost Army proved that imagination can be a powerful weapon and that not all heroes wear uniforms and carry rifles. Some carry brushes, speakers, and brilliant ideas, and they leave the enemy fighting shadows. If you are not subscribed to this channel, we might not see again. If you want to keep enjoying awesome content on epic war histories, make sure to hit the subscribe button.